Hey, John Kerry here, aka the Mac Man, and this is the Apple Bite. Hey, what's up there, folks? John Kerry here. Just wanted to, tell you about these two great phones. People come up to me and they're like, "Hey, Mac, which phone do you prefer?" Or should I upgrade my phone? Things like that. So, today I'm gonna just go over what phone's better or what's suited for you. As we can see by the exterior, this is the iPhone 5, this is the 4S, this year's model, last year's model. First thing we notice is things such as, it's basically got the same look. A little bit bigger screen here. We can see that the camera is here. There's a proximity sensor in here. On this one, it's a little bit different. The camera is here and the proximity sensor is here. So, it's a little bit of a change just because of the bigger screen and all. So the next thing we'll notice is the width here we can see is exactly the same. It's got the same width. But when it comes to height, you can see that there is about a half an inch difference up there. So not too big of a deal, but you notice it after using this phone to this phone. You'll notice the difference. The next thing is we'll look over at the sides. Just a little bit of, it's the same exact, sides, same type of antenna. Everything's the same there. We're going to go to the back side. A little bit of a difference here. We go from a glass back to an aluminum back with some glass plating here and there. And let's take a look at the cameras for a second here. You notice that they're almost identical. These are both 8 megapixel cameras with LED flash. The flash is a little bit brighter and the low lighting is better on this camera than this camera or phone. And there's also a microphone here for two different reasons. One, when you're shooting like a video or something, you can capture audio coming in, and also when you're making phone calls, it helps black out audio. So it's a pretty good thing, and it's actually really good for phone calls. Next, we'll take a look at the top. We can see that they still have the lock button here. We have the head jack here, the 3mm, and a microphone here that was used for canceling noise, and it's basically the one that's here now, that was here, went here. And there's also a microphone in here that helps block out noise. It's actually really impossible for me to explain, but it's the science there, right? Then we go to the bottom, and we're used to this really great universal, basically, to Apple 30-pin connector. And a lot of people were like, wow, you switched up on us. And turns out that this is a very, very good connector. This is by far one of my favorite things to use, just because it's reversible. I can in and out either way. There's no certain way to put it in. I do like the head jack back down here better. I didn't know if I was going to like that, but sometimes change is good. The speakers are a lot louder. We have our microphone. Same goes here. They, microphone, speakers. So all's good there. Thinner, you can see that this is thinner. By taking this phone and making this one piece of glass that has touch sensor and a piece of glass, made it thinner, which made it possible to remove this piece of glass there and this right here they remove. So that makes it thinner. Internal components are, this one has an A6 chip. It's a dual core. I'm not exactly sure what this, it wasn't, you can look on the site and whatever. It's not very I don't know what the word is, but it's not exactly put down as well as the other one. This one is a dual core processor. It's the A5. It's a good chip. The A6 is a good chip too. It's actually a great chip. It's great for rendering, and it's good with just with a lot of the things that it has to do, like the low light sensing and all of that stuff. So it's a good stuff. So now we're gonna go into the phone, and we're gonna actually turn them on and get into the whole spiel. So they're turning on. Now note that this phone does have less on it. They're both 32 gigabytes. This one doesn't have as much content on it, so it may run a little bit faster, give or take. Doesn't mean that they're both. So they both shot up at about the same time, which is pretty good. I'm going to go into the phones. Right there, I've unlocked that and just got a message up there, but no big deal. So we're going to go into this. We can see here that with this taller display, more apps are able to be held in this area than in this area. And these are actually, there's a ton of apps in here. There's apps in there, and there's just more apps that you can hold, which is really nice. The great thing about this display is it's accessible with one hand. Same with this one. It's a great display. This one has a little bit, the colors seem to pop more on this one. I mean, you can't exactly see it the way, well, I guess if you look at these yellows on these here, this one seems to be more of a yellow. It has a great yellow look to it. So we're gonna look at a couple things. I'm gonna close out some of these apps from before, and I'm gonna cancel that. I'm just gonna crash these apps, and I'm gonna go to a couple websites on here, and the first website I'm going to go to is Apple's website. I'm going to click on Apple. 3, 2, 1. We're going to see. Now this one did load a little bit faster, but you can see that the content right now is different. So I don't know if that makes a difference. Let's go into this here, and let's go load up the Mac section. Maybe that'll. So we're going to load the Mac section, which should be about the same either way. And yes, there it is. And the 5 loaded faster that time. I'm going to go into one more. Let's take a look at this new MacBook. And you can see that it's loading faster on here. Things render faster. So it's a very good display. Shows you all it works and stuff. So they're both really, really good phones when it comes to that. The next thing I'm going to look at is the cameras. Cameras take a lot of CPU and RAM to open up on phones, so they're one of the most high-intensive things to run. So we're going to open those up. They're opening up, and you can see that it opened faster on here. Now, the way they made this phone, comparing them to each other, the way they take pictures is about the same. I mean, this one takes a little bit faster, but this is still a really, really good camera. I have nothing against this camera. I just so they're both the same there. They have the same features. There. You can see a little bit different on the UI. So some of the things are a little bit different. But not too much of a change. Some other things, I'm gonna look into. Let's see. Those are just some apps. So let's go and we'll look at like Fruit Ninja. I'm going to open both these apps at the same time. Set these there. Okay. That wasn't really a fair test. Let me redo that because this one had a pop-up come up because I had not used it before on there. So I'm just going to close out all these apps. Alright, now I'm going to 3, 2, 1. There, it's opening up. And once again, this one is just so much faster when it comes to graphics and stuff. Now, the thing, though, about this is if you look closely, here, it gets cut off a little bit because this has not been enhanced for the iPhone 5 yet, where this one fits the screen perfectly. Sometimes that can be a factor. I'm surprised that Halfbrick hasn't made a Fruit Ninja compatible with the iPhone 5 yet. Then we have I'm going to go into the new Star Wars Angry Birds. I'm going to open that at the same time. 3, 2, 1. And you can see that the display just, popped up so much faster on this one. Things are just flying on this one. This is a fast phone. And just a little bit faster on this phone. So, so if you're a gamer, this phone is definitely a lot better. Definitely worth it. But here, let me go back to this. If you can see here, let me open up this again. If you can see here on this, I'm going to go into here. You can see that this has that full screen display there, which is very nice. This one I haven't played in a level yet, but it's the same level I played. No, it's not the same level. But this, they both have that full screen, but this one just has more, it displays more content when it comes to it overall, which is really, really nice, and something worth, thinking about. Also, I have, I'm going to go and look at one other thing. Let's see if I have any videos on here. So, I have some videos that, and if you look, if you look on here, they're both, you get that full view of things, you get, there's just more content, it's bigger, and it's got that whole 16:9 ratio, which is really nice. As you can see, like on this one, it kind of cuts off a little bit up here, but here you get that full 16:9 ratio, so it's very, very nice, depending on, so it's a big difference in a way. So the 16:9 ratio is very good, and the graphics are just intensely good. I mean, they're just really good graphics wise. Things are just well put out. Everything's optimized very well. This is a phone that I would recommend. Is it worth an update? I think if you're going to update, I think you should wait for the next phone if you're going from a 4S to here, unless you really, really want this phone. I mean, unless it's a necessity, like you have to have it. Otherwise, it's not really a necessity. It's a good phone. Better phone will be coming out here soon, so it's all up to you. It's what you prefer. Good graphics though. Yeah, so there's nothing to complain about. It's got a good play. So that's all from me today. Thank you very much.